The kingdom of Njikoka, the wide and prosperous kingdom of Njikoka. The descendants of the land were wealthy, and the land is greatly blessed. It's ruled by the wise king Chibuzor. There was a social, strict hierarchy. At the bottom of the hierarchy were slaves who were gotten during the war after winning a kingdom in a battlefield. They were all carried to Njikoka. The slaves worked tirelessly for their master. Amongst them was a young woman named Adanne, known for her intelligent nature, beauty, and caring nature. She was from a wealthy home, but after a war between a village she was in at that time and the people of Njikoka. The people of Njikoka won the war, so she was brought in as a slave. President Ikenna, a great warrior. He is the king's oldest son. President Ikenna was known for his curiosity, sense of justice, and the zeal to care for everyone. One day, while he was exploring the outskirts of the palace, he witnessed the harsh treatment on the slaves by their masters. Moved by plague, he decided to learn more about the lives the slaves lived. So he paid them a visit in their quarters. He did it secretly. President saw a pretty damsel, Adanne, working on the farm belonging to one of the noblemen. Her endurance, patience, and strength captivated him. He approached her, disguised as a commoner, looking for his way around, which she told him to hold on. She was almost done with her work for the day. She was willing to offer a hand of help. On their way going back, they began conversing. President asked about the slaves, how they were treated, and how they lived. Adana explained how difficult it was to fit into the world of slavery, but she had accepted her fate as there was no way out. They quickly bonded over their shared words. Prince Ikenna and Adana wished and dreamed for a better world where there are no slaves and masters to answer to. Ikenna, who continued to visit Adana in secret, as he soon became enchanted by her beauty. They shared their hope of a better tomorrow, though Ikenna feared being caught by anyone. One day, Prince Ikenna told Adane that he is the prince of the land, which made Adane admire Prince Ikenna's kindness and determination to bring justice to Njikoka. While Ikenna was inspired by Adane's true spirit, ability to learn fast and joyful nature, and also her strength and resilience. Despite their growing love and affection, both Adane and Prince Ikenna knew their love was forbidden. The kingdom's law and social norms would never allow a prince get married to a slave. They vowed to keep their love a secret, hoping that when Prince Ikenna becomes the king, he could marry her and change the laws of the kingdom. Adana dreamed of a future where they could be free. Unknown to them, a nobleman named Ikenga, who aspired to marry Adane but hasn't made his request known to Adane, discovered their secret meeting. Consumed by jealousy and anger, he plotted to expose their relationship and disgrace Prince Ikenna. Ikenga informed the king of Prince Ikenna's secret visit to the slave quarters. The king, furious and feeling betrayed, King Chibuzor summoned Prince Ikenna and demanded an explanation. Prince Ikenna confessed his love for Adane and pleaded to his father to understand and bless the relationship. King Chibuzor refused immediately, telling him there are rules and everyone must abide to it, including you, my son. He issued an ultimatum telling Ikenna he must renounce his love for Adane or face banished from the kingdom. Devastated Prince Ikenna informed Adane of his father's decree. They decided to part ways for the sake of the kingdom. Adanne, heartbroken by everything, urged Prince Ikenna to follow his father's order and told him when he becomes the king, he should be a just ruler and a king who cares for the affair of his people. Unable to accept the separation, Prince Ikenna knew giving up on Adanne means getting married to whosoever his father brought to him as a wife. He decided to prove that love could transcend social barriers. He embarked on a journey to find the great wise woman of Okuku Mountain. When he saw her, he told her everything and asked if she could turn his father's heart. She said to him, I can't turn your father's heart, but if you truly love her, your love can prevail. She then asked him, I hope you truly love her. To which Prince Ikenna said, I do, great wise one. Ikenna, who returned back to Njikoka, determined to fight for his love. He approached his father once more, this time with a determination that his love for Adanne can conquer. He declared his intention to marry Adanne and vowed to prove that love and justice could coexist alongside one another. King Chibuzor, seeing the determination in his son's eyes, agreed to test the power of love they felt for each other. He ordered a series of trials for Adanne and Prince Ikenna, each designated to challenge their love and commitment. Adanne and Ikenna faced numerous trials together, from solving riddles that required their combined wisdom and overcoming physical challenges that tested their strength and teamwork. Each trial strengthened their bond and demonstrated their unwavering love. The final challenge required Ikenna to make a great sacrifice for Adanne. He was to embark on a journey to the evil forest to find the staff of the king, which has been in the evil forest long ago. If he can bring it back, he will be allowed to marry Adanne. If he doesn't, he will give up his claim as the prince and become a commoner. He was willing to give up his claim to the throne for her freedom and marriage, but he also wanted to get the staff of the king too. So Prince Ikenna embarked on the journey to search for the king's staff. He overcame so many obstacles and had to sleep in the evil forest for 7 nights. He didn't give up in any way, remembering the words of the great wise woman. On the 8th day, he woke up to the greatest surprise. He could see the staff of the king from a distance. He quickly ran towards it and removed it from where it was standing. Prince Ikenna returned to Njikoka on the 10th day with the staff of the king on his hand. Everyone was happy. They celebrated him, more especially by the slaves. It wasn't just a freedom for Adanne, but a freedom for all. The king, who was moved by his devotion, abolished the law of slaves, making every slave in the land a free man and an indigene of the kingdom. A grand celebration was held in honor of Adanne and Prince Ikenna's love, and all their won battles during their trial. The entire kingdom rejoiced. Adanne told Prince Ikenna she would like to visit her people before they got married, as she hoped and believed that her parents were still waiting on her. So Prince Ikenna accepted and told the prince guard to help take her to her village in Amobia. Adanne, who was the princess in Amobia, was greatly celebrated by her people on her return, after so many years in captivity that no one ever knew about. The king and queen of Amobia were so excited for the return of their daughter, and they held a grand celebration in honor of her return. Princess Adanne, who blended in with her people in no time, forgetting all about Prince Ikenna and his people. She never mentioned Prince Ikenna to her parents for one day. She lived each day enjoying her freedom and the goods of her land. Back in Njikoka, Ikenna was engraved with bitterness, anger that the king went against the rules of the land to please his son. He sought revenge. He gathered a group of distinguished nobles and plotted to overthrow King Chibuzor and place himself on the throne. Ikenna's conspiracy grew as he gained support from those who opposed the new law of equality. He planned to launch a coup during the annual harvest festival, a time when the kingdom was most vulnerable. Prince Ikenna, through his relationship with others who were once slaves in the kingdom, discovered Ikenna's plot. So he told his father the king about all he had heard. King Chibuzor, who quickly devised a plan to thwart the attack during the harvest festival. As Ikenna and his followers made their move during the harvest festival, Ikenna and his loyal soldiers were ready for them. They ambushed the conspirators, capturing them before they could harm the royal family. Ikenna and his co-conspirators were brought to trial before the councils of justice. King Chibuzor and Prince Ikenna gave a fair trial, and Ikenna was found guilty and sentenced to exile. Prince Ikenna waited for the return of Adenne, as the day she promised to return with her people had passed. So he decided to wait for 2 more days and told himself, if she didn't return, I will go to Amobia to look for her myself. 2 days passed and Adenne had not returned. Prince Chibuzor, who became disturbed, asking his son, are you sure your bride will return back to us? Or has she forsaken you? Or probably she only used you to get her freedom? The king then asked Prince Ikenna, where did you say she's from again? Prince Ikenna said, Amobia. King Chibuzor then told him, we have always been at peace with the people of Amobia. Are you sure you heard where she's from well? But Prince Ikenna told his father, her love for me has no measure, and I know she hasn't forsaken me. Probably something is delaying her return, and probably I didn't hear where she is from. But I and my men shall travel to Amobia to know the reason for her delay. The next day, Prince Ikenna brought so much gifts and carried with him 5 able men, as he was going to see Adanne's parents for the first time and didn't want to appear before them empty-handed. When Prince Ikenna got to Amobia, he was taken to the king's palace as he explained who he was looking for around the village, and no one could identify the person. So a young man took him to the king's palace with the hope that when he explained to the men in the king's palace, they could draw the person and she could be quickly identified. When he got to the king's palace, he was met with the wedding and coronation of Princess Ifeoma and her longtime love, Arinze. He was shocked and dumbfounded. He told the guard that had helped to bring him to the king's palace, this is the maiden I'm looking for. Her name is Adanne. The guard then looked at him. That's our princess, Princess Ifeoma. She returned to us not too long after she was captured on her way to visit a neighboring village long ago. Prince Ikenna looked at him in shock. That was when it dawned on him that he was food for love. But he couldn't do anything, as his people and the people of Amobia were in good terms, and probably they never knew she was a slave in Njikoka. He was pained. He asked his men to drop all the gifts they were carrying, and they left immediately. When he returned to Njikoka, he told his father everything he had witnessed. His father, who felt his pain, soon told him, I am glad that Adanne forgave us and never mentioned to her father that she was once a slave in Njikoka. If not, it would have brought war between these two great villages. But Ikenna was heartbroken. He stayed in his chamber for days, not talking to anyone. He wished in his heart he had never allowed her to go back to her people or had saved her. At times, he wished in his heart he had not fallen for her. So, this is the end of our story today. I want to ask a quick question. What do you think? Do you think it is bad that Prince Ikenna saved Adanne, who truly her name was Princess Ifoma? Or do you think it was right for Prince Ikenna to have saved Adanne, as she never mentioned to her people that she was a slave in Njikoka, maintaining the peace between the two villages? I would love you to share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for listening to the story of the day. Once again, is your favorite storyteller Zika. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get more interesting stories like this. Till we meet again in our next story. Bye for now.